A Toronto woman has been taking up a complex care bed in Etobicoke for years because she can't get a surgery that would put her on the road to recovery. Now, the woman's daughter says the wait is not just emotionally taxing, it is also locking up a hospital bed someone else might need. Lisa Shing has more now in this exclusive story.
For 2 years now, Allaah Jabber has only been able to see her 10-month-old granddaughter at her complex care room at Trillium Health Centre in Etobicoke. Jabber can't speak because she's been connected to a breathing tube ever since she suffered complications from pneumonia 4 years ago.
There's no worse feeling than seeing a loved one suffer, and I think that is the hardest thing that I had to go through because I'm her only child.
For the last 2 years, she has been waiting for a procedure that could potentially allow her to live without the tube and return home.
Are you okay, Mama?
A Toronto specialist has agreed to perform the surgery, but Jabber's daughter, Fatima Salim, says her mother is still waiting for the doctor to set a date.
What is it like being able to only see your mom here in complex care?
As each year passes, I just think to myself, like, had it been done already, she would have been home right now.
Salim says her mother has missed major milestones, her wedding and the birth of her daughter.
I mean, there are days where I'd go home and just cry myself to sleep because I couldn't do anything about it, really. We have never been updated about where on the list she is. Has she even moved up? There's no transparency whatsoever.
The room Jabber is in is also subsidized by taxpayers. Salim says someone else who may need it more could be in there if her mother's procedure had already been done.
She's on a waiting list, and it's not fair that it's in turn affecting other people.
Lisa joins us now with more on this. They've been waiting for 2 years for something that could get mom home. But this is an example of a larger issue here.
It is, Dwight, and I spoke with a patient advocacy group here in Ontario that says really what happens is ORs are underfunded.
So
when the government has put in the resources to reduce the wait times, they have been reduced. It's really not rocket science.
Now, I also spoke with Trillium Health, where the mom is staying, and they tell me as of Tuesday this week, there were 14 people on the wait list, Dwight.
And since the government oversees fundings to hospitals, obviously, what are they saying?
Well, interesting enough, after this story went up this morning online, the NDP, the opposition leader, brought it up in question period. So here's a bit of the exchange between her and Health Minister Christine Elliott.
Can the Premier explain to Ms. Jabber's family and to all Ontarians why anyone should have to live in a hospital bed year after year waiting for procedures that should be available but simply never arrive?
This was a very rare and unusual procedure. There are very, very few surgeons who are able to perform this procedure. So this was not anything to do with hallway healthcare. This had to do with the particular circumstances for this woman.
And interestingly enough, after we started calling around on this story, the hospital actually ended up telling the family that they would try to squeeze Jabber in sometime in the new year, so we'll be following up on that.
Shouldn't take us doing this story for them to have some movement on this, but we will follow up. Thank you, Lisa.
Absolutely.